welcome back to the Real This Podcast. Yeah, we are back. How you guys doing, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, we got a hell of a show for you tonight. It's called How Do You Save Your Soul Show. It's all on you. Yeah, it is. But you gotta check me out though. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into a little music. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Just so much to talk about, man. There's so many things going on in the world today. So I thought it would be very fitting to let you know how to save your soul. Some people gonna say, hey, nigga, how you gonna talk about saving your soul? You going to hell? Yeah, fuck off. Anyway, yeah, but really, if you think about it, hell exists in your mind only. That's where hell truly exists. There. You know how I know that? Because there's a lot of people that walk around in the world putting themselves through hell every day, not understanding or acknowledging a path, a way forward with vision. Vision is a skill set that you have to work on. So today we're gonna have whip runs. We ain't gonna have whip moments. We're gonna have whip. We'll call it like whip verbal runs. Because there's a lot to say. There's a lot to say about saving a person. How a person has to like get to a point where you can save your soul. God damn it, here we go. Oh, too much. Let me disconnect that bulb real quick from the phone. Take me out of my mode, man. Got me in my mode, man. Tear this out. Yeah, man. So they want to take me out of my mode, man. But anyway, yeah. So check it out. How do you save your soul? Again, think about how you orchestrate your matters, who you deal with, who you let in, who you let into your personal space, and they can wreak straight fucking havoc. You understand what I'm saying? They can turn your world upside down if you allow them. See, a lot of people really do get in good with people and play on their emotions, personal emotions, things of that nature. Some people like, okay, like me, I'm a Leo, right? Good-hearted person, loyal, all those things, very genuine. I'm not a liar. I don't even associate myself with that. But some people will study my characteristics and and create elaborate stories and shit about even faking identity or all of these different things. That's why I always, kind of allude to you guys watching out for scammers. Because you have to watch how they think too. When they say they're a scammer, go with it sometimes. Entertain it. Yeah, it's just kind of, hey, you get to know somebody, they get to know you, for real. But you just can't give them nothing. Don't give them no money. Listen to how they construct their stories and how they elaborate on how their situation is. This shit is funny. People really think they're creative and smarter than you. So they create these scenarios, especially scammers. Nigerians be all over my fucking TikTok, man. They be creating fake pages about with fine little. This shit is all fake. You know what I'm saying? All these that's why I know some of these girls be getting hacked and scammed out here, but I wouldn't be showing my body out like that. All y'all got hacked. You see all y'all naked cooch out online. You want to. But that's the price you pay. You gotta get old one day, and some of y'all be like, is that that live fast, die young mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a private world. It ain't so private no more. Cat Williamson confirmed a lot of people's conspiracies. They call them conspiracies, but what is a conspiracy when you know it's a fact? That doesn't follow on the lines of a conspiracy anymore. If it's a fucking fact, it's just supposed to be a rumor or an illusion. That's kind of that play like celebrities always play on. Oh, that's just that's y'all believe everything. Like you can tell they just some people that get into celebrity are not good actors. You can tell you full of shit. That's a lie. Just look at Congress. See how people with these exclusive occult-like entities are very supposedly private, but all your shit leak. All your shit gonna leak. So that's why on the Realist podcast, we always let you know, like for real, think about what the fuck you doing, man. The wheel is yours, remember? But people will try to put their wheel on you too. You know, my pops got a word for that. This motherfucker putting their nuts on. And some of y'all let them. Look at baby. You know, look at these, the diddlers. All of them grow up the same kind of way. Like, you know, mama was a street lady. Um, Children are vulnerable. You got hustlers, pimps, and players, people that supposed to have some form of street code and not fucking kids. But that's just what they be doing, fucking kids. Yeah. This also happens in churches. Yeah, straight up. It happens, you know, like when I grew up on a reservation. I also grew up where there were a network of churches. And these, you got those people wasn't all good in them churches, man. You had sycophants and goddamn pedophiles. Some older men became pastors and pedophiles and they worked for the white boy. The white boy knew it back in the day. Yeah, it was a way to destroy the community. Why do you think churches went all, uh, uh, you know, what do they call it? These mega churches and these, they went money. These, you know, what you call it? It was a style of preaching, prosperity preaching. That's what that shit was. Prosperity preaching. Let me see if my chat on. See if I turn my chat on. Oh, it's on anyway. Shit. Okay. It is what it is. Hold on. But yeah, prosperity preaching became a real big thing in the early 2000s, the late 90s, early 2000s, and that's when the Eddie Loans and the crypto dollars started exploiting. Yeah, I've been on that long already. God damn, I ain't even started the show yet. So. Yeah. But you know, that was just the quick, you know, rundown of what, you know, how we gonna get into helping you, saving your soul. Have you ever been a victim of these mega churches and all these, you know, these folks was on some shit. But this was the era. I mean, like they say, I think I was looking at a podcast myself, and it was like shit. The original American colonies was like the goddamn Epstein Islands, and it was. When I look back in my own ancestral DNA and I look at that shit, I mean, these motherfuckers was married to each other, flip flopping and swapping. That's how they was getting down. But a lot of that shit was by force. They try to make these fucking stories about no. When the European, the Huguenots, the blacks, the whites, it was so many phases and stages before 1619. We talking about the fucking early 1400s. My people been here so long. These people were writing the history of the Americas. And just like Trump is trying to change black history, everybody has a problem with that. But a lot of things that you think you know, you don't know anyway. So what's your problem with it again? See, a lot of history that you're talking about that is chosen in a specific period and point in time. Why don't you know what happened before 1619? I do. That's why I try to educate you and show you too. That's the whole purpose. We're trying to save souls out here for real. I'm trying to help you keep yours. How do you do that, Danny? By watching your damn six, keeping your head on a swivel, and watching you let into your life. I hope you understand. All people that look like you are not your kin people. You dig? You understand where I'm coming from? All skin folk ain't kin folk, homie. Everybody don't have what's in your best interest. Some people just ain't built that way. Some people look at Black American Indians or Black Americans, FBAs, they look at us like, Now you're seeing us different, but you understand they looked at us like a hit piece. For real, just a hit piece. We become friends. You're subservient. What the fuck? What the fuck kind of shit you got going on? Like you can just tell by the nature and the way people behave, they got some shit with them. They don't deal straight. Not saying all. I got some partners, man, from Jamaica, Africa, Haiti, deal straight. Good people, wonderful, because they are attached to who they selves. They understand they got two of themselves, the physical and the spiritual. It's just kind of how that shit go. It's just that's how that shit go, for real. So the physical and the spiritual is something to behold. That's you. That's why I tell you, get to know you. A lot of you don't know that. But it's two yous, man. It might be three. Depending on how you look at the question. Depends on how you know that question. Depends on what you're connected to and who you are. But truth be told is, it's more to you than what you know. I don't know everything, but I do have to let you know the things that I do explain and try to convey on the show. I try to give you hints and tools to go out and do the research for yourself because that's what's really going to enhance you. Let me explain to you how this YouTube shit work, y'all. Let me tell you how to save yourself. How this YouTube thing works. Let me save you a lot of grief too, because this is not as hard as you think it does. There's a lot of educating yourself that goes into building a platform, building a website, building all the things that I've done in 7 months. Passion project. I want to see what I can do for myself outside of even loving a job and having it. But just sometimes people like me, I need a challenge. I need something to do. I'm a very high energy, high functioning, highly intelligent person. So I have to find things to entertain myself. And the best way for me to do that is read books, learn information about my origins, who I am, where I come from, and beyond. See, you guys think that people create these things out of thin air nowhere. No, it's just how far someone has researched and dug into the earth. A lot of them have done the work for us. And I want to do some work myself. But in the meantime, what's wrong with studying? And how do you study in the first place? What do you study in those institutions? See, the only thing that institutions do for you is give you a class planner, which they call a professor or a teacher. All he's teaching you is things that you can learn for yourself. And the more you read and learn and the repetition that you put behind what you read and learn, you gain a different perspective every day. That's why people tell you that means some good. They'll tell you learn something new every day. Do that. See, I see a lot of people on YouTube. They love to give out a lot of information, but they have a hard time constructing you to help yourself with the information. I don't want you to just watch the show one time on the Real List podcast and go and take off. I want you to be entertained. And I also want you to learn, and I want to learn with you. You learn with me. That's how it goes. But fortunately for myself, I do a great deal of learning, teaching myself, and educating myself new things all of the time because when you do it a lot, it becomes repetitious. And when you do repetitions, reps, it becomes easier. The only reason why people procrastinate is because they can't get out of their own way. You have to make the initial step, as I told you, and then make another step, and then another step after that. So you understand how far you can go just by keeping in motion. Yeah, but you also have to have something to say, something behind it too. It's just how that just comes with the territory. That's how it goes. But check it out. You know, doing these shows for me, it could be different for a lot of people. The efforts that I put into the Realist podcast is very thought. very well thought of. The reason why I can do shows every day because I'm a planner. The reason why I can do shows every day is because if you go to thewillerspodcast.com, I show you different tools for so that you can use to understand how to make yourself greater. Follow those different. Yeah, I be putting out a lot of stuff. You can download the app too. But while you watching this on YouTube, please share, like, subscribe, uh, hit that icon notification so that let you know when I come on. But smash up that like button, my people. Smash up the likes. Smash up the likes. I would appreciate that. My homeboy Orlando calling me, y'all. Hold on a second. Let me see what he's talking about. Orlando, what's that? Oh, man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I'm doing a show right now. I got to give you a call back. Yes, sir. That's my brother. Wish me a happy belated birthday. Me and that brother of mine, we was in the Marine Corps together. We've been knowing each other, shit, 18 and now 27 years? Yeah, something like that. Yep, long time. Great friend of mine, my brother. Has a beautiful family. Uh, just great, man. That's just, one of my great friends talk all the time. And he has a soul. He's a soul bearing person. Uh, like, the one right here is check it out. But follow me here now. Your soul doesn't even belong to you. Did you think about that? Soul's not yours. You didn't give it to you. Your parents didn't give them theirs. They gave you life. They gave you life. Didn't say they gave you your soul. There's a difference. So let me give you a scenario. Because I think there's a reason why we have a lot of not grown up, they're just old children. And I talk about this sometimes on the show. Shout out to the guys, shout out to my people that listen to my shows, and shout out to the guys that listen to. Shout out to everybody, my new subscribers, but the people that know what I'm talking about, they know I'm just not saying this for the first time. It's where I'm really coming from. This is not being said for the first time. So the reason why some of you won't develop is because of your parents or your grandparents. You've been treated childlike your whole life. And you looked up and your ass was 40 years old, still acting like a damn child. And that's trauma. That's trauma. That's trauma because of how you have never been able to function properly or even achieve your place of development in real time. You ain't even got there yet. It's sad. That's not something to punch down on. We do this show as selfless to give you something to think about. Change your perspective about your circumstances and your situation. You can do it. You just have to maybe you gotta take a few steps back in order to gain a little more ground. It's called settling yourself. Finding something to focus on, like gaining a skill set. Maybe what you've been doing just ain't been fucking working for you. I'm trying to help you save yourself. I'm trying to help you from being this little starving artist that when somebody finds you attractive or find you, nice looking or find you workable, not the way you want, but the way your ass will capitulate to simply because you have been raised under under not so good circumstances. You are unfortunate. But that does not give you the right to sell your soul, pimping. That doesn't give you the right to let a man take your manhood. That doesn't give you the right. I'm trying to hold you accountable for shit you might do or have done. I'm not punching down on you. No, I wouldn't do that to you. Because apparently something was missing when you were younger. Maybe you hurt someone and you started hurting other kids. And when you became adult, that never stopped. You kept hurting kids. See, it's a problem when you have no mental institutions and people that are worth a damn to get these goddamn people some help. They are ruining society. And they are in Congress. You get it? They're two sides of the same coin. You on your own Congress all day, you motherfuckers be having orgies and be fucking each other and doing all kind of little dirtbag shit, man. This is who run the United States. Because they have no soul ties to the land. Most people that are in Congress right now are absolute 100% foreigners. Oh, because they're white? European is foreign to the Americans. Told you this is an overlay society, overlay culture. What was here before and how things were done before this culture got overlaid. I bet you didn't even know there was a great deal of black presidents. Shout out to everybody that's putting those videos out, but John Hanson, yeah, and shout out also to um, Carter G. Woodson. Also, shout out to J.A. Rogers. J.A. Rogers put it out there first. An excellent scholar, J.A. Rogers. Joel Augustus Rogers was one of the most prolific scholars. And I think he's still underrated to this very day. Yeah, we talk about Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Yosef Ben Yakin, and all this, they came after. Joel Augustus Rogers was that's the godfather to me, man. J.A. Rogers he should be on the Mount Rushmore of every institution in the United States, but they'll put a lie up there first. They'll put a thief, just like they did with Mount Rushmore. Those are foreigners. They did that to aggravate the people whose faces should be there, or any face at all. Or who did you disface? Or was just so many faces like this, you just couldn't stand it, so you had to recreate it in your image. I told you they erased us on paper. And they still didn't erase us because you kept records. You even kept the records of you taking our names and keeping them for yourselves. That's what the Siberian trick was all about. So that regardless of what what you thought came into fruition, or what you would even just like Barack Obama did with the Pretendians, literally gave them the rights to the true indigenous American land. He could just he did everything blatant. Kamala Harris was about to pick up that same destructive playbook that Obama ran with, that Biden just took up and fucked up too. But it's a mask. He made everything worse a little bit. Like it was so bad with like everything that I voted for, and I can admit that. Yeah, I admit I voted for the lady, but at the end of the day, that's my humanity kicking in. Kind of like our Achilles heel. That's what has been fucking us the whole time. Our humanity for other people, but never being there, nobody ever having any for us. See, it's a damn shame when you can. Oh man, I really don't want that to happen to them people. By default, I want nothing to happen to no one. I want no injustice to happen to no one. But I'm just one person. That don't mean them other motherfuckers feel that way, and you jump right into their fucking arms. You fucking literally did this shit to yourself because you thought that shit was gonna happen to niggas. The indigenous people here, that let everybody know how. Well, not everybody. No. They let whites. They let a lot of good white people know, and they let basically all black people know how uneducated immigrants are when they come to this country. That shit opened up everybody's eyes in Black America. Y'all dumb. Don't y'all wait a minute. So y'all got the chance to tell Black American Indians and FBAs how y'all talk in your household, how you confirmed every fucking thing that you all that negative shit you do talk, all that shit, that negative shit you put in our face, you confirmed it because you got emboldened. So like in 2017, the whites got emboldened and said, I'll just be racist. I'm done with this Obama shit. That shit came quick too. Like, fuck this Obama shit. Yep. Trump was like, y'all can be racist. Hell yeah, just do your thing, but be careful out here, pimp. And the Latinos followed right suit. Boom. 2021, we got Joe Biden. All kind of Latinos talk shit about Joe Biden. I hate him. He did that. Oh, we was like, God damn, man, they don't like this motherfucker. They really want to Trump back in then. So here we go, 2024. Here we go. Here we go, 2024. Check it out. What's crazy is it's a whole lot of black folks like, hey man, I ain't fucking with that immigrant lady. Well, what you mean, the black lady? No, that lady from East India, man. That lady, no, folks. My dad is making it. Man, yeah, I understand what you're saying. She ain't from here. I get it. I'm from here. But I'm talking from a humanitarian perspective, not a democratic perspective. Because I have no faith in that party whatsoever. I voted for that party. I've given money to that party, and I feel like a fucking fool too. Yeah, I feel utilized. I feel abused. I can admit that a lot of y'all can't because you want to hang on to some false ideology or false actuality. That shit was all false. And it's true that, yeah, every time there was anything that could possibly be done in favor of indigenous black Americans, first of all, you wouldn't even tell us the fucking truth about who we are. That's first and foremost. Like that's a whole, and you knew it too. So, in how we put these things together, which my grandmother has been on this shit since I've been born. She ain't never been a fan of no fucking immigrants. She ain't never been a fan of nobody for real. She's old school. She ain't a fan of nobody coming up here taking resources from her people. Yeah, she ain't never been no. She's an Indian. She's an indigenous American Indian. And she's always had a unique way of, and I guess that's where I get that shit from. My mama did too. She thought, I don't like that shit. So I mean, the thing is, man, like I wasn't raised bad. I was raised particularly correct when it comes to people that need the most justice should get the most fucking justice. People who need the most help should get the most help, but not people that are asylum come here. Don't nobody know what the fuck you did in your homeland, pimp. You should not ever have come before black people, black Americans, black Americans. Period. That's not how these laws and rules go globally, right? But it seems like in America, everything flip flops, turns upside down. The indigenous people are the service class, so they literally, because of hey, hospitable to strangers, how you doing? Oh, you're nice to me. This is literally Christopher Columbus' ideology. These people are fucking gullible and nice. Because the West was the happy lands. Oh, that's why you saw like the whole world know this about the happy lands. They know when you see a person like me that, hey, how you doing? Smile at you. It's a nice guy, very nice guy, genuine. Oh, I'm gonna have fun taking advantage of him. Soon as we become friends, ooh, it's only a matter of time before I get this black ass. Too nice, very generous. Ooh, I feel it too. Sure. Okay. See, the fix comes like this. It's just like the European do it. You understand, the European, the African child, they took on their father's ways. They act just alike, can't you tell? Europeans will blame, Europeans can go freely to Africa and Africa praises the European, still to this day. They can have someone cross their tribal boundaries and they're going to kill that man. They're going to kill them. They're extremely tribal, but they are extremely hospitable to foreigners too. Simply because that was supposed to be their way out. Mm-hmm. And essentially it has been. See, reparations went to the European father, which is African. The European's father is essentially the African. That's their daddy. Why do you think they're so comfortable in Africa? They've been in Africa a very long time. A very long time. When the Hyksos, did they leave? No. When they conquered, they didn't leave. When Rome conquered, they didn't leave? No. When they expelled all the blacks, all the Carthaginians and the Phoenicians, they helped them get the job done. Did they leave? No. They was with the whole game. They was the blacks that could walk around rich as hell and you didn't know who the hell they were. And they loved it. Did it right here in America too. Yeah, you can see black folks eating in white restaurants. They just weren't from here. They was not an American Indian. They wasn't no mound builder. They wasn't no black person. They wasn't no FBA. It was not a black American. They were African. They were Indian. They were stayed in the Waldorf Astorias. They stayed in the best hotels and ate and basically was serviced at the finest dining in the South. And that wasn't your damn business. And even doctors that came here, the black doctors from the. So the whole goal was to elevate the world, surpass North America. If you guys do some real deep dives into what happened or what's here in North America and why they tell us we need, what's the use in changing a person's name so many fucking times? It's to confuse you. Of course, think about it. You didn't know what to do with them. You hated the fact that they were here in the first place. You couldn't kill them all. And every time you put your hands on them, you caught a hell of a lot of casualties. See, they don't tell you about the lives lost by Europeans, too. See, if it wasn't for them doing just what they have been doing for the past 150 years, cheating in every way, then you wouldn't have all of this fucking it would be it would be equal, it would just be equal. And equality is extremely easy because all you have to do is let systems become egalitarian. They run themselves when the best of the best gets in a position where they should be for all. But there's a trick when it comes to America. There's a hidden code and ideology in America. Black natives get nothing. And that's what black Caribs know. That's what black Africans know. And that's what we know. Because that's what your assignment was as to why you get the loans and you get the stores and you get all of these things and these perks when you come to America, as long as you keep the code. Which is why you align yourself so much with whiteness. You feel like that's how and what you should do. That actually tugs and tarnishes the way of the human inside of you because you know damn well that you made a deal with the devil. Some people can live with this, some people can't. You got some white people can't even deal with the fact of being a white supremacist. They say, hell no. I'm white because I couldn't control it. So should you punish a white person for calling out white supremacists? Hell no. Tell me more, please. So you got blacks, global melanated people that are so hateful to other melanated groups globally. They hate them, but they're best friends. Why? You see how perplexed that shit is? So who hates who? You can't tell me if you're a Scot or you're from or you're British. All is the same fucking area, goddammit. Ireland, all of it's connected. Same shit. It was ruled by blacks first. All of their fathers. Moses, leopard, had to hide the hand. Leprosy, Gentile, white. Yeah. It's in your damn Bible. Shit. And like, go read it. You want it so bad, but that story is, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. You should really divulge. It's so much you don't know. How long have we been on there? Okay, we got a lot longer. I want to play a little music. It's so much that you do not know about what we would call the black globe. It's so hidden. You would think you would look at Indiana Jones and all of that shit and all of these different so-called global movies, and you got these archives, people. The reason why I have Dr. A.E. on the show is because one, he's smart as shit, and I like him. And for two, he knows things that are intricate that he can prove. He's a doctor. So the shit that he be doing is dope, man. Yo. Go check out, go get AE books. Go to Dr. Anthony Dixon, AED Prof Dixon, Professor Dixon.com. Check him out, Google him. And he's got books out here that will blow your mind. You need to go check those books out. Dr. Dixon's. I'm gonna, if I was upstairs, I would actually show you the books and get them out there. But just check his commentary out because he has some very phenomenal information that you need to start with. No, let me tell you what a starter kit you can get. If you're concerned about U.S. history and U.S. history only, check out Joel Augustus Rogers. Also, check out this book right here, man. Oh man, cover these books right here by Dr. Claude Anderson, the famous Dr. Claude Anderson. More dirty little secrets about Black history and other heroes and other volumes. This volume 2, and I got volume 1. Okay, so this is what I do in my spare time. I read, guys. I told you this. You see, I got books with me all the time, and everywhere I am, they're everywhere in my house. All right. So check this out. Adventures and Artists. Let's read this right here. Check it out. Those who are afraid of their own shadow must live in the shade. Many fact, in 1795, a black actor for the first time was allowed to play a role that was not a comic part. In James Murdoch's The Triumph of Love, a black actor played a romantic character. In the 1850s, approximately 2,000 free and non-free blacks were involved in a great California gold rush. A few found sizable amounts of gold that most used to buy their own freedom or the freedom of loved ones. In 1854, a London company purchased the first black novel, Clotel, written by William Wells Browns and Thomas Jefferson, and his black mistress. In the American edition, a senator was substituted for President Jefferson due to the sensitive nature of the subject matter. In 1887, when the federal troops were pulled out of black communities in the South and West, many blacks straightened their backs, took up arms, and organized self-defense militias. Who was here before the Indians? The Folsom people, who were of African origin, lived in the southwest part of the United States, southwestern part of the United States, at least 10 to 15,000 years ago, according to the archaeological findings and findings of historical account accurate in the modern American Indian, or either Native American or nor the first Americans. It's logical to conclude that the oldest Indian ancestry were black. Clearly, all those Americans who proclaim a variety of among Indian blood are also confessing to have a variety of degree of black blood in their veins. The ancestors of modern day American Indians crossed the Bering Straits onto the North American continent approximately 5,000, 6,000 years ago. In June 1997, some archaeologists claim that European whites were the North American approximately 9,000 years ago, more than 3,000 years before the Asians. Both groups came to North America after blacks who passed the North American continent and established communities in the Southwest, and the oldest traceable populations group in the North American continent were of African origin. The city of Folsom, Arizona, Folsom Prison. I disagree with what he's saying here, but I understand what he's saying. But there has been much more information that has come out to even debunk this. So, in generally, accepting the ancestors in present day American Indians were Asians who migrated across the Bering Strait approximately 5,000 to 6,000 years ago in the presence of black Africans Southwest may offer an explanation as to why centuries ago American Indians did not have Asian features nor yellow skin in coloring and photography and drawings and writing records. American Indians were dark complected, similarly Asian, interbreeding with the black could have produced Indian with oval eyes. The archaeologist studied and studied. He's speculating in this book, which is cool. But what we do have is actual proof, because when people write commentary like this, when they write books like this, I'm not calling Dr. Claude Anderson wrong. It's just information that has came out later that makes these accounts in this book not so factual, even though they are close associated, but they're not factual. Because this is my thing. If we had Al Kebulan and the planets broke up, then we couldn't possibly have an out of Africa theory whatsoever. There were people of color black people on every single landmass before there was any other kind of being that even existed. Period. But if you want to know the story of the Anglos, it's easy. You got a multitude of stories, but always go with your logic and what makes sense to you. So a lot of people, and I know you tug at your soul when you do this because you love lies. See, so you tug at your soul. The reason why you get so irate, angry, and so upset when somebody tells you the truth, that's a sign of extreme underdevelopment. That's what that is. And you know what? I ain't just talking about this, the whites. That's a lot of Africans that I see on YouTube, a lot of Caribs that I see on YouTube, Caribbean. So it's a lot of that's a shit ton of insecurity. That's what I see that as. When you got a downtrodden, down talk, and treat people less than to feel some way about yourself, that's deeply rooted hatred. And just because you can't or you're not allowed to be just utterly this fucking respectful, and you get called out about your disrespect, and you're like, I'm not walking on eggshells has nothing to fucking do with being a respectful person. If you being respectful, you call walking on eggshells. Well, let me tell you something, Pimpin'. You just a fucked up, nasty ass person. That's all that is. You don't have to be on eggshells around me. I ain't that type of cat. But what you will not do is formulate that bullshit disrespect. Because that's what really people love to do. That's because, and let me address that too. The reason why I always bring out that there were melanated people globally and that the whole fucking world shared DNA and complexion and melanin. It's not owned by you. and you know it's not. It's just a talking point to shit on Black Americans. That's all it is. You don't hear white people talk about he's British. Well, you're from Wales. Well, you're from Ireland. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're Scottish. You don't see white folks say they're European. Get it? So they'll do business with Poland. Why do you think? What do you? They do this in front of your face. Look at the United Nations. The only reason why we know each other is because of the United Nations. You know what the United Nations did? The United Nations, they destroyed all indigenous cultures and made the world Western culture popular. So now, those bad, awful, destructive ideologies, they're going to have to come to a close. They're going to have to minimize. They're going to have to revamp. Those are the things that's happening real time. Everything is going to go back to people having to look up, people that need to organize, people that need to get skills and tool sets, and always make yourself valid and valuable. Do you understand? I was going to tell you about this. These are things that are going to save your soul. So I'm just trying to tell you. Check it out. Like I was explaining with this YouTube, half of this YouTube work is being on camera, having something to say, being viable, being articulate, being authentic, get them up for real. You got to be that. But there's a back end side to this equation, you guys. And I think a lot of people have a hard time with that are talented and they can't be successful is because simply they want to pay somebody else. What I would advise you to do is invest in reading the material, invest in sitting through some of those things that help you become a better content creator. Also, be a better and more diligent content creator because people create shit out of anything. But if you want valid, upstanding content that has integrity and that has a message that's for the masses and that you want to get out here from a positive tip, a positive perspective, then I really, really think you got a good chance at, doing it. The reason why I'm successful is because I'm a network engineer, ladies and gentlemen. I'm an engineer. I've been in computers over half of my life. Networks, computers, things that information technology, I would say. Information technology, just to sum it all up. So it gives me the ability to understand how to understand what SEO is, understand what how these platforms actually operate. And I'm pretty sure you guys have put out there the YouTube University and our Content Creators University. I know they have to learn these things in class. They gotta. But see, as I told you, I teach these things myself. I teach them to myself. I don't need a teacher. I'm too old to have someone to think they can teach me any motherfucking thing. To be honest with you, I can learn. That's the difference. I don't need a teacher. I can learn. You understand? If I need a teacher, they will appear anyway. When you have to ask for one, they will appear. But when you have the ability to teach yourself, that's intelligence. Internal telling a story. Internal displaying your talents. Intelligence. An intellectual agent. That's what you have to be. All of you guys are. You just have to figure out what you want to be. But working with my child now, let her know. Yes, my wife let her know she will be reading every day. Goddamn right, you're gonna read every day. I read every day. That's a part of life. I simply find value as well as comfort into knowing things and learning information. So even when I learn new information, I'm not upset like I didn't know that. No, hey man, I learned something new. See, sometimes you guys need to control your ego and your nature, man. Everything is not about See, I think I'm not trying to be the best. I'm trying to be the best version of myself. I'll let y'all decide. You understand what I'm saying? So check it out. That's the show tonight. I love you guys. I may come back and listen to a little music later, but shit got too real, man. And I'd rather come back with another approach. I don't want to transition in that heavy. So let me get these shows out. Let me get my shorts out. Let me get you guys tuned in. And it's early tonight, so I may be back on in a few hours. I may even have some company. But check it out. That's the show tonight. I appreciate you. I may come back. I haven't decided yet. So I ain't double talking this shit. But check it out. It's favorite part of the show. You know what I love to do? You know what it is. So say it with me. Come on. You know what it is. The will.